Hello, hello! First, thank you all for the 1K subscribers. I hope we can continue to learn and to grow as a community. So, as a treat, I'll show you how I make my head planes for a male head proportion, since a lot of you guys have been asking for this. So let's make a guide first, so it's easier to follow along, in case I'm bad at explaining. Select the cube, Ctrl 2, go to Modifiers, set to Simple, and apply the modifier. Go to Object Properties, Viewport Display, and change the Display As to Wire. Go up here and let's select this icon, and disable selection so it won't get in our way when selecting the meshes. Shift A to create another cube, Ctrl 5 to make it spherical, and apply the subdiv modifier. I like to work on matcap so I can see the mesh well. Ctrl Tab and go to Sculpt mode, turn X symmetry on and select the line project. Click and hold Ctrl to trim the sides. Press 3 to go to Profile View, then Tab to Edit mode. Move the mesh right over here, touching our guide's main edges. Go back to Sculpt mode and hit B to box mask. Just follow along where I mask using the guide. Ctrl I to invert mask and G for grab brush and push this up. Invert mask, go to front view and pull this down for the lower face. Pull this up a bit, as well as the forehead. Alt-M to clear the mask. Go back to Object Mode and add a cylinder. RY90 and SX to scale along the X-axis. Make this smaller and move it right about here. Hit 7 to go to top view and rotate. GY to move it along the Y-axis. Ctrl A and apply all transforms before we add a mirror modifier. Add another cylinder for the neck. Shift-Z to scale it down and to exclude the Z-axis. Go to Profile View to get a better look. I forgot to apply all transforms, which I will do later, so you can apply it now if you want. Now let's do some sculpting, but let's set the voxel size first to 0.05, then remesh. Shift-C then crease the jawline like so. Then using the grab brush, just align the chin to the lower edge of our guide. Go to front view and use a draw sharp to draw the eye line, which is here right in the middle. Use a scrape brush to make this side plane. Notice that there's a triangle shape right here. Then scrape this as well for the temporal line. I want it touching roughly on the edges, so I'm checking the front view. So this is good. Then let's scrape this sharp edge, then smooth. So this should be the widest part of the head, so we use an inflate brush. Just inflate it lightly, and remember to check the front as well. Or maybe you can create another window for the front view so you can see it simultaneously. So this is what the top looks like. Here I'm just polishing the back area. Then let's decrease the voxel size, then remesh. Use the draw sharp and draw the cheekbones while holding the Control key. Just one light stroke. then connect it. Here I'm smoothing and creasing the edges to make it more defined, and this will be the brow line. Ctrl R to remesh, then hit M to mask. I like to make this shape for the nose. Invert mask, go to Profile View, and just use the grab brush to pull the nose out. And just shape it into a simple nose like so. Move this forward a bit. Go to Front View and inflate the mouth area. Or we can just pull it forward. Then push this in. And maybe just inflate it some more. Invert mask and push this to the middle. Clear the mask, decrease voxel size, remesh, and crease the edges. It's important to me to make it clean as much as I can to make the planes really defined and to avoid confusion. Use Draw Sharp and draw this lightly. Then draw two horizontal lines, dividing this into 3 parts. I'll just hide the guide for now and create a line from this corner down to the jawline. Go to Front View, and I like to make this roughly perpendicular to the grid. Then I'll use clay strips to make the eyes. And remember that there's a 1 eye distance between the 2 eyes. Then I'll curve the brow line. 1 stroke up and 1 stroke down. Then draw the mouth. The corners will roughly align to the middle of the eyes. Here, I'm just defining the plane change from the lips to the chin. Then remesh and crease. It's easier to crease right away to lessen the crease work later. Here, I'm defining the brow ridge from the forehead. Then, this plane change right here is important for the nose. Here's the corrugator crease, very visible when we're mad. Here you'll see there's a triangle shape under the brow. And here's the nasolabial fold, or the smile lines. Then the depressor labii. It's okay if you don't know the terms, but I think it helps to remember and to communicate if we know the names. Here I'm forming the zygomatic bone. You'll notice that the lower part aligns to the bottom of the nose. We won't open the eyes in this tutorial, so just draw a line here. Notice that there's an upper and a lower eyelid. Here's the lower margin of the eye socket. If you want to give your character an eye bag, it should be above this margin. The head is almost done, so let's just fix the ears. Remesh first, then use the grab brush to move it. Always check your profile view. There's a roughly 1 ear distance to the eyebrow, so you'll see me move the eyes to the back later. Then the top of the ear should align to the brow line. It's kinda weird not to do the neck, so I'll just sculpt it instead. I'll apply all transforms on the neck first before going to sculpt mode. If you notice, we gradually decrease the voxel size every time we remesh, and that's because it's easier to sculpt in low res so we can focus on the bigger shapes before we do the details. Here I'm making the sternocleidomastoid using the clay strips. Then here's the traps. Remember that whatever muscles we're doing here, we'll still see it on a female figure, just smaller and softer compared to the males. Then the Adam's apple. Then remesh and polish. Here I'm just using crease and smooth to define the planes. I honestly haven't explored the other brushes here, but I prefer sticking to a fewer tools, as long as I can get the job done. Next I'll connect the head and the neck. So Ctrl J and remesh. Then bring this down to align roughly to the bottom of the nose. It's also important to know that I'm not sculpting this all from memory. Instead, I have a bunch of references on my other monitor. There's no shame in using references, so use it. Of course, if you keep doing this over and over, it'll be part of your system, and you'll be more confident on your sculpts even without the guides that we have here. But I just want to tell you guys that you don't have to keep doing this every time on your characters. You are free to use a base mesh and not do everything from scratch. I'm just doing this to show off and to, of course, to educate you about the process. And sculpting is fun. It also refreshes me on my anatomy knowledge every time. Also, it's not just us 3D artists who can benefit from head planes. If you're a 2D artist, you might also find this useful, especially when painting the lights and shadows. And here I am, moving the eye a bit to the back. You can connect the ears if you want, but I'll just leave it for now. Just remember that you will have to join it to the head eventually when you start sculpting your character. Then I just had a small edit here on the eye hood. That's all, and I hope this will help you guys in creating your characters. You can follow me on any of my social media and feel free to tag me your head planes. Bye!